Alright, so here is a thought experiment for you. So committing suicide is logically immoral according to the categorical imperative. But what if you knew beforehand that, for example, next week something very bad is going to happen to you? Let's say that next week they are going to pull you out of your house. They are going to put you in Guantanamo Bay, where they will torture you every single day for the rest of your life. They are going to torture you so hard to the point that you will beg for your life, to the point that you will actually wish to die. Now, would you rather not commit suicide and allow yourself to be taken and tortured for the rest of your life, just because committing suicide is logically immoral? Would you still obey the fact that committing suicide is immoral? I'm asking for an honest answer. Do you think that logic in this situation is more important than your well-being? Alright, next example. So antinatalism or pushing the red button is also logically immoral according to the categorical imperative. But what if you knew beforehand that your child will be kidnapped, will be raped, tortured, and abused for months, and eventually stabbed to death and cut into pieces? Would you still have your child? Or would you obey the fact that antinatalism is immoral and still have your child regardless? What if you knew that billions of beings would have to go through the most insane, sadistic, horrifying experiences? Would you still perpetuate life? Would you still allow all of that to happen? What is the most valuable decision to you? Allowing torture to exist because antinatalism is logically immoral? Do you really think that it is more valuable to preserve the absolute agonizing experiences that someone has to undergo rather than to prevent it from being experienced? Is it logical to preserve torture just because the annihilation of life is illogical? Not giving birth gives you absolute certainty that you won't create another potential victim of torture. And that's a rational, logical fact. Theoretically, there is a 0% chance for torture to be experienced if nobody exists that can potentially experience it. Whereas when you give birth, you don't have absolute certainty anymore. The only thing you have is hope. The hope that your child won't become a victim of cruelty. But hope is irrational. Hope does not give you the absolute fact that your child won't become a victim of cruelty. This is a very serious question for you. If you had the power, would you still allow life to continue existing when you know beforehand that billions of beings would have to go through absolute hell? Would you still allow it to happen just because pushing the red button is logically immoral? Is it logical to justify absolute hell? I certainly don't think it's logical. Antinatalism might be logically immoral, but the continuation of the existence of torture certainly is also logically immoral.